How you doing, typical? Hanging in there? Susan Robertson, how are you tonight? We got Typical Watch hanging out. Sharon Guy, how are you? And Yvette, how are you? Glad you all can make it. So, yeah, we'll let some we'll let this notification go out and we'll let some people funnel in. And we're gonna look at all this stuff that we got yesterday. Big Rob, how are you, buddy? All right. Glad to hear everyone is doing good. Absolutely. Well, I had some interesting finds yesterday, right? Very interesting finds. And I've got a theory, just a theory, behind those sardine cans. My wife is in there feeding the dogs, so probably hear her yelling at one of the dogs. So, all right. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, living in California, if you stop working, you go homeless. And the homeless issue has quadrupled in this 1 year alone. Um, I don't film it, but I'm on the freeway a lot, and majority of the freeways have tents up on the banks and trash coming out, and it's a bad situation. So it's a bad situation. Unfortunately, that is what our wonderful politicians have turned it into. So, but we're not here to talk about that. Susan Robertson says, I get the impression Carter doesn't care much for you. What gave you that impression? What gave you that impression? You are absolutely right. He does not care much for me. He'd probably be better off if I wasn't in the picture. And he tolerates me. He tolerates me. And yeah, he tolerates me. Fletch, on the other hand, is very receptive to me. Fletch has given me the most out of any of them. Mercy, it, obviously, she's the female, and I think she is ruled by an iron fist of Carta. Um, Carta, however, like I said, he tolerates me. And the last discussion I had with Rachel, um, where we found his real name, his true real name, um, he straight up said, he's all, I'm going to make you work for it. I'm going to make you work for it. So, and I replied, I hope you're ready to put in the same amount of work, my friend. And then Rachel kind of laughed. So, I'm assuming that was him laughing too. Squatchaholic, glad you can join us. How are you? How's the weather? So, yes. Let's see here. Sharon Guy, yeah. I've seen videos of Southern California. It's sad. It is very sad. Um, very, very sad. You know? It's. If there's anybody in this chat thinking of moving to California or coming to visit, I'm not saying this to keep you out of California because I don't like that. You can go wherever the heck you want to go. I don't care. I'm just saying this is not the place for vacation, and this is not the place to try and live. So we are hoping to move to northern Idaho in the next couple of years. So hopefully that all works out. And then if it does work out, I don't know what to do with the channel. Is there anybody in Southern California that would like to take over the channel? You know, I'm not trying to sell the channel or anything. I'll just give it to you. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do with the channel at that point, but I think we got a couple of years to figure it out. So, Sharon Guy, I believe Mercy and Fletch would give you more if it wouldn't for Carta. What does that say? Stick ways, yeah. Yeah. Well, we've known for a long time Carta's the one in charge. For sure. We've known that for a long time. And y'all know that I'm working on getting back on his good graces because I pushed him and he didn't like that. And I crossed the line. So now I've got to work for it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Squatchaholic. I had to. Yeah. Yeah. Doing the video yesterday, I was like, good lord, I need to cut my hair. So yeah, I got a haircut this morning. So much better because it was actually almost about 90 today around here. So that worked out good. So, all right. Well, shall we begin with the finds from yesterday? Kevin Duffy, how are you, buddy? No, Kevin, I am not selling the channel. I am not selling the channel. In a couple of years, my wife and I are planning to move to northern Idaho. And if there's somebody in Southern California that is local, I would show them the area, let them work it out, let Carta and Mercy and Fletch work it out. I would give them the channel and the area, because I'm probably gonna cry the day I have to leave, because they're like they're like family to me now. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to put it. How you doing, Boots? Glad you can make it. Boots says, how did you cross the line? Well, if y'all remember when I moved the buckets further into a different spot, um, and nothing was happening. The stuff was just sitting there. The birds weren't even getting to it. The rodents, nothing was even touching it. Um, we quickly figured out that it's Carda's area, and Fletch and Mercy would have to go through Carda's area to get to the buckets, and they were not willing to do that. And I got frustrated, and I called him out. I said, let's do this right now, face to face. Come on. Let's hash this out. Come on. There's no reason why you need to hold them back or yourself because of your personal issues. And apparently he did hear me say that. And yeah, he was making sure that Fletch and Mercy couldn't get to it because they would have to go through his spot to get to it. And we moved him back. Just moved him back to Mercy's, further back into the bushes so we get a little more cover. And everything's disappearing again. So you know, I don't know what else to say. You know, just excuse me. It's been an absolute incredible time this entire time. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, the area, the amount of people that's around, I mean, it's just mind blowing. It blows everything out of the water. I mean, people still think that you gotta go way deep out in the woods and stuff to find them. This is LA County. The spot I go to is considered Los Angeles County. When people think of Los Angeles, they think of beaches and palm trees, and in downtown LA, big high rise, concrete everywhere, and they don't realize that there's 155,000 acres between LA and Ventura County that's a preserve. You know what I mean? So the whole situation is just mind blowing. Kevin Duffy, I plan on it. And if and when that day comes, um, you'll all probably see tears in my eyes. So, you know, I'll see tears in my eyes, that's for sure, because they're just absolutely incredible. Especially when they start to open up to you and you start to learn about Hiker X. How are ya? Woohoo! Got here at the beginning. All right. Good to see you, buddy. Hiker X has been showing up at the last 5 minutes of the last 3 podcasts or the live streams. It's funny. Hey Hiker, how are you doing? See you later. I'm done. Glad to see you here, buddy. So, yeehaw! All right, let's do this. So, a quick little story. As I was driving up yesterday, I just happened to glance over and I saw that black billboard with the white spray paint on it. It said "Never Give Up." And immediately a picture of the area popped into my mind, and there were open eggs everywhere and bags and all kinds of stuff. And I was thinking to myself, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool if that was like that right now? And I'm gonna go discover that. Well, it was. It absolutely was. I mean, unfortunately, yesterday, my head. Oh man, it felt like someone was hitting the back of my eyeballs with a hammer. I had such a bad headache yesterday, and walking up those hills in that heat, that didn't help any. And luckily, this morning I woke up. It has subsided or gone away, and I feel much better. Much better. So, um, right off the bat, we walk in from behind the gift log and stuff like that. And, well, we got 3 eggs opened, on the ground. The yellow one is actually broken. So, I've inspected these very thoroughly, and I do not see any teeth marks, any teeth dents, any scratches on the coloring, because it is just kind of like printed on paint. No scratches, no nothing, no dents, no marks. And they were just opened and dropped. They were just opened and dropped. So, thank you, Sharon. And we took a glance at the buckets. Now, Mercy's bucket was completely open and completely emptied. I mean, every single item in there was emptied. It was gone. Fletch's bucket, the lid was closed. And the only thing left in there was a few apples that were rotting. It looked like the bugs had gotten it. And then Carda's bucket was closed and it hadn't been touched. So, my hypothesis or theory, whatever you would like to call it, is that obviously we know Fletch was watching me. I saw him. We saw him. Fletch was watching me. I'm pretty sure Mercy was also in the area and she saw me. And when I left, they got to the buckets first. Fletch is kind of picky. He doesn't like rotted stuff. He doesn't like stuff that rats have walked on. He doesn't like stuff that bugs have been in. And he left the apples and grabbed everything else. Hold on, let me mute this so that the helicopter can go by. Alright, helicopter's gone by. So, Fletch is picky. He is picky, picky, picky. Absolutely right. And he is very courteous because when I was giving him stuff in his area, everything in the bucket would disappear. There would be no trash anywhere to pick up. He's just gathering up his stuff, taking it back to a spot, sitting down, and enjoying it. Much like a human would. Very interesting. And, so my theory on the closed buckets. Mercy and Fletch got to their stuff first. It is a possibility that maybe to screw with Carda, one of them closed Carda's bucket because Carda has been late to getting to the buckets before. And, possibly the wind blew them closed. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense because they're all facing the same way. All the lids were open. Why would the wind just push two closed and leave Mercy's open? You'd think the wind would blow them all closed, but I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't really explain it. It's just theory. I've been thinking about it. You know, um, maybe possibly Fletch closed his own bucket. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one of them screwing with Carta. You know, because none of them would touch the buckets when they were closed. And I had experienced that before when I first started putting a bucket at Mercy's. I had put the licorice bucket out and I had the blue licorice bucket top on it. And they moved that bucket around, but they never opened it. It wasn't until I took the top off that everything was just disappearing. So I've already known they have a issue with tops and lids on stuff. Diana King, how are you? Ken M, glad to see you. Viper Getty, how are you? So I mean, this is just all stuff that we've known. You know, they may have an issue with lids, and they do. Obviously, Carta's head honcho. We know that. Now we know where his area is. We know where all of their areas are. And then bags everywhere. Bags everywhere. I'm not going to go through each and every one of these, but you know, it's the same story. Same story over and over. Just like that bag up, that grocery bag hanging up was full of Ziplocs, just ripped open, completely tore open, pulled apart, destroyed. You know what I mean? Absolutely destroyed. And I don't know if you've tried to cut a Ziploc bag with your fingers that clean. A human can't do that. You know? Same thing. Ripped open. Pulled open. You know? Bags everywhere. I mean, bags everywhere. And I had a feeling, I think I mentioned this when I did the intro at the truck. They're probably pretty giddy on getting to the goodies in that bucket. And they were. Left those things open and they were on it. They were on it. So, and we finally got sardine cans. Sardine cans. Diana King says, "What about sardine cans? Did you examine them?" I did. And here, I have a theory about that too. Okay. So, weird enough, okay, I have three tops. One bottom. But I only left 3 cans out there last week. So that one of them, and Carta's wasn't even touched. I actually threw Carta's out because it still had fish in it and oil and all kinds of stuff. So technically there should have been 2 tops and 1 bottom. But they brought back one of the tops. So here's the other 2 tops. I don't know what went to what, who had what top. I'm assuming this one was the one that was brought back because if you look, the label has been eaten away by bugs. Snails will actually eat labels off of stuff, paper. Um, and then these are probably the two from Fletch and Mercy's. Um, so, which one y'all want to look at first? Okay, let's look at the oldest one. So I think this one was from a couple of weeks ago. Was brought back. And it's actually got teeth marks in it. All around it. Sorry, the neighbors are getting a new roof. And they should have stopped working by now, but they're not. So it has teeth marks. This one, it's one of the new ones. The label is on it. Looks like it's only been out there about a week. And it also has a tooth mark in it. So, this one is very interesting because not only does it still have the tab on it, it still has the label, which tells me it's one of the newer ones. And there are no teeth marks in it. There's no teeth marks in it at all. No teeth marks in it at all. Which leads me to think that something opened it. Something pulled it open, dropped it on the ground, and then here's the bottom. Now, something went to town on the bottom of this. And I have a theory. Again, just a theory. So look at that. That is absolutely chewed on. That took serious bite forces. Because this ain't like tinfoil. This is hardcore metal. This took bite force. Okay? And whatever did that had some serious bite force. And it sat there and chewed on this thing for a while. So obviously between the three tops, they've obviously figured out how to open them. And the bottom, I mean, now these holes right here, they're small. They're only about maybe an 1/8 inch on the left and a 3/16 on the right. And they're close together. They're within an inch apart. So, this leads me into my theory, and I looked up some information. So, theory. Hiker X, the bottom 10 must have been Fletch's. I don't know. It must have been one of them. So I looked up some information. Is it possible they got their stuff, and we found stuff underneath that tree before? You could tell that whole tree underneath it is matted down in an 8-foot circle. We're not talking a 4-foot circle. We're talking an 8-foot round circle. All the weeds are matted down. Right on the other side, all those little branches are just broken into a million little pieces. So, we found stuff there before. Is it possible they got their stuff, Mercy and Fletch, got their sardines, opened them up, ate them, dropped the cans, okay? Okay, now there's still oil and stuff on this, and the smell is probably pretty pungent still, even after they've eaten the fish and everything. And I've actually washed these with soap, and it still smells like sardines. Not as bad, but it still smells like sardines. And I washed these with soap when I got home. Um, they got their sardines. They sat down underneath the tree. They popped them open. They ate them. Dropped the cans. Went and got the rest of their stuff or whatever. Ripped open all the bags. Went back to their areas. The smell traveled, and a coyote came along and smelled it and started chewing on the tops and this bottom particularly. Um, so here's what I don't understand, because I looked up some information, okay? So now we're getting on to the coyote thing. The coyotes around my area, you'd be lucky if you found a 75-pound coyote. They generally run about 50 to 60 pounds. They're very skinny, they're skittish, they're very scrawny. Um, I just don't see them putting holes through this. I mean, this is tough stuff. I mean, I can barely even twist the stuff. Um, it ain't tinfoil, that's for sure. It's probably, I would estimate, three. If you laid out 3 soda cans thick, it's probably that thick, just from based by the stiffness of it. Um, so I looked up some bite force of a coyote, and it took me to Wikipedia. I don't know how reliable or good Wikipedia is. I did look at some other sites, and they all seem to match. So bite force is measured in what they call a BFQ, which is a bite force quotient. Okay, whatever quotient means. Um, I kind of got into it a little bit, and it is the bite force in PSI divided by the weight of the animal. Obviously, weights of animals are going to vary, obviously, and it, equals the bite force of that particular animal. Um, an African wild dog. Okay, so an African wild dog has the bite force of around 142 BFQ. And I think that translates into PSI, pounds per square inch. So 142 PSI per square inch, which isn't much. A dingo, now dingoes can crush bone. So obviously an African wild dog can obviously crush bone. Dingo's bite force is 125 PSI, which is significantly lower than an African wild dog. But a coyote has the bite force of 88. 88 pounds of pressure per square inch. And they did mention on Wikipedia that this is just an estimated bite force. It's just an average. Obviously, a bigger animal is going to have a stronger bite force, and so on and so forth. And they also mention the condition of the teeth is also going to play a factor in that. An older animal where its canines are more rounded off is going to distribute the load in a wider area, and produce a higher bite force than one with sharper canines, which would, bite and then pierce. So I found that interesting. I don't have any kind of pressure gauges or anything, to simulate it or anything like that, but that's my theory. They got their stuff. They sat under the tree, probably Fletch and Mercy, because I know those two get along pretty good. Um, had their stuff, dropped the cans. A coyote came by later and smelled it, chewed on everything, just just gnawed on it. But this stuff is tough. Um, this is a chicken of the sea sardines, lightly smoked. They're about $2 at the store. If you want to see how tough they are, go get a can and you can see how tough they are yourself. Incredible. I'm just, this is the part where the tab was. I'm trying to, I mean, even bending that back with my fingers is tough. I mean, it doesn't bend easy for sure. So, that was interesting, you know. I can bite that can when I'm hungry. Yeah. But can you sink your teeth into it like that, Mason? So, and that does not match Carta's bite that we got on the pumpkin. That bite, that mouth was that big around. That butt, I mean, those teeth were 3/4 of an inch wide. Um, so I don't even think if I took it like a Phillips head screwdriver and tried to puncture with my hand with the screwdriver that I could even puncture this. That stuff is so tough. Um, yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I get the feeling Mercy closed Carter's bucket because she knows he won't touch it if the lid's closed. And I know she don't like Carter. But unfortunately, she has to abide, you know. And I think Carta is very protective of her because she's a female. And, yeah, Mason, plus there's no blood, so big mouth. You know, that crossed my mind too. That absolutely crossed my mind. Um, so these, now I'm looking at this one and this one, and I'm thinking those are, I mean, that fits the width of a coyote right there. But can a coyote? I don't think a coyote can bite through that for sure. So am I looking at the wrong ones? Do I need to take that one and then one over here, which would put it at about 3 inches? You know what I mean? It's just so damaged. I can't tell what the bite is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, they haven't done nothing about that bird. And someone actually made a comment, maybe that bird is working for them. So, you know, if I take this one and this one, these two right here in the center, I would definitely say that looks like a coyote. It's just 3/4 of an inch apart, but I honestly don't think a coyote could sink its canines through this. Um, so I think I have the wrong. So maybe this one over here went to a hole over here, and that would put it at about 2.5 to 3 inches apart. Um, and then maybe this one, the smaller one, went to one over here. You know what I mean? I don't know. It would be nice just to get one of these that has just one bite in it to see the spread. I know they have canines. Absolutely know one of them has canines. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Fletch. Um, so, very interesting. But they're definitely being opened, for sure. Definitely being opened. Ken M, did you get my screenshots today? You will like the second one. I did get them, unfortunately. I was very busy at work today. Did not have time to look at them yet. I had to rush home, get the computer going and everything so we can do this. And it is on my list right after we finish this. So, yeah, interesting results. Um, the two eggs that we did find on the ground that weren't open, that still had hot tamales in them. I have a feeling that a rodent or something had scurried across the branch and possibly knocked them off. So when they got there, they didn't see them because they were already on the ground. They already, and one of them's still missing. We had 6 of them out there. 2 were still full, and I have 3 here, which for a total of 5. One is still missing, and the yellow one, this one that's broken, was actually found off towards Fletch's area. So I think he might be the hot tamale uh, connoisseur, I guess you'd say. So pretty cool though, pretty cool. Damn, hiker, those birds go through 80 pounds of seed a month. What kind of birds you got, man? Vultures? So interesting, yeah. So we found the 3 eggs opened, no sign of any hot tamales. The 2 on the ground still closed, possibly knocked off by a rodent or maybe the wind. I don't know. Um, they weren't very securely up there, and I'm actually thinking about taking a little Tupperware and in the V of the branches, I'll put the Tupperware in between the V and then put a screw on each side so we can put the eggs in that. And then there's no way the wind can blow them off. Um, and there's no way they can fall out. So that's what I'm thinking about doing with that. Crossed my mind yesterday when I was out, and I think it might be a good addition. Yeah, Mason, coyote has really long jaw. It does, and I think like, that's another thing that crossed my mind. I don't know if their bite force was measured from the back or the front or just overall, you know what I mean? Because you'd think they would have a stronger bite force in the back of their jaw than in the front, and the front is it's gonna get significantly less as you go towards the front of the jaw, and I just can't picture a coyote putting its canines through one of these lids. Again, go check it out. Go get a chicken of the sea, sardines. This is lightly smoked. The other ones are in water. It's the same can, different label, and what is this? Yeah, I don't want to restart my device right now. That is for sure. Um, so yeah, we're getting low on power. Let me plug that in, and we are good to go. That's interesting, hiker. Hiker found a. What did he find? right in front of some leaners, down tree just off the path, size of a baseball, wrapped in some kind of paper with small bird feather in it. So, interesting. Interesting. You never know with these people. You know what I mean? They gotta occupy their time with whatever they have available. And what do they have available? They got trash that us humans leave behind. And they've got trees and leaves and vines and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, we're just past the 45-minute mark. Is everybody ready for another round of Forest Ninjas Jeopardy? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're all ready to play Forest Ninjas Jeopardy. I got a bunch more stickers. They're not the best quality stickers and they're not the biggest, but that's what I can afford, so. Alright, alright. Everybody ready for this next round of Forest Ninjas Jeopardy. And if I screw up again, please bring it to my attention like y'all did last time. And we're still looking for Just Stuff because I still do have his stickers. So, alright. I think everybody is ready. So this one I think is pretty easy. This first question. And this first question is, what was the title of the series I was doing when I discovered the group? What was the title of the series I was doing when I discovered the group? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Well, it would actually be 3 words, Diana. You're missing 1 word. No, hiker. Sorry. Kevin Duffy, could I call a friend? LOL. How funny. Viper Getty. Viper Getty's close. Same thing. Missing a word. Sharon Guy. No. No, hiker. Wow, I thought this one would be easy. I know someone's sitting on a computer right now, pulling up my channel on their phone, scrolling through the videos. No, no, not mountain bike series. I haven't ridden a mountain bike in 20 years. Actually, yeah, about 20 years. So, Diana King, local mountain series. She got it. All right. All right. I think I still have your address, Diana. Yep. I was doing the local mountain series when I discovered the group. So that one's kind of hard. Okay. So question number 2. Who joined me when I went out camping this last camping trip? Who joined me? So who joined me when I went camping? Another, well, she was yes, hiker. She was there. I guess I should be more specific. What other Bigfoot YouTuber joined me when I went camping? I wish, hiker. I wish. What other Bigfoot YouTuber joined me when my wife and I went camping? No. And no. Although it was offered, and he could not make it at the time. Viper, nope. Nope. Oh, I thought this would be easy too. No, hiker. Nope. He is a not active YouTuber. No longer active on YouTube. But he did join me out there when we went camping. Typical, no. Although that was also offered. He was also offered and he could not make it. So. Alright. Everyone give up yet? Alright. Yeah, okay. Kevin Devin, can I talk to an audience member? Alright, you all pull your heads together and figure this out. I'll give you that one. Alright, everybody give up? The answer to the question is Sasquatch Omega. Dave, aka Sasquatch Omega, joined me out there. So this is kind of a two-part question. So y'all missed the first part. Here's the part 2. What did Sasquatch and Omega and I find when we went out? So part 2 of the question. What did Sasquatch Omega and I find when we went out exploring? Oh, yes, and thank you for reminding me, Diana. If you do win and you know the answer, please let somebody else answer. Hiker X TP structures. It was kind of a TP structure. I will accept that because it was TP-esque, but it was, yes. So Hiker X, winner chicken dinner. And we'll do 3. We'll do 3. Let me see here. I've been writing stuff down all week. Now this is kind of, I think this might be a hard one. I think this one might be a hard one for y'all. So there's a little story that goes on before the question. So there was one instance when I was just doing Mercy's bucket, and we had it over on the old tree. It was just Mercy's bucket up on the tree. Okay. Carta, Mercy had gotten to the bucket first and cleaned it out. Absolutely nothing. Carta, being late, and I don't know if he's lazy, but he got to the bucket late and there was nothing in it. And he got irritated. So here's the question: what did Carta do when he got to the bucket late and found out it was empty? What did Carta do when he found the bucket empty? Ken M. Bing, ding, ding, ding. Peed in a bag, and I actually still have that bag. So, yep, he peed in a bag. Good job. All right, so we got Diana King, Hiker X, Ken M. I'll be sending y'all some stickers. And then, yeah. So, since these are not big and expensive stickers, because I can't keep spending $75 on stickers, and I'm not kidding, I'll be adding like 5 stickers to everyone's envelope. So, alright, Diana King and Ken M, I think I still have your addresses. Hiker X, email me your address at socalforestninjas@gmail.com. socalforestninjas@gmail.com, and I will get all of these stickers out to you. And we're thinking about getting some kind of like postcards made of Carta and Mercy and Fletch and stuff, and SoCal Forest Ninjas and everything like that put on it. My wife has actually been looking into that, so we're hoping to get those done. And instead of getting a handwritten letter folded up with stickers inside, you'll be getting one of those in the future. Not this time, but hopefully in the near future. That we all can have a picture of the group. And yeah. Hiker X. Nice. I need some for my Ford F-150. Emil, they don't stick to Fords. Sorry, Hiker. They don't stick to Fords. It says so right on the label. Right there. It says does not stick to Fords. Sorry. Well, you know what? I do have 2 more questions. One of them I think is going to be very hard for you. And one of them is probably medium. Y'all want to go for another question? Now remember, Diana King, Hiker X, and Ken M have already won. So if you know the answer, you've already won. So please keep it to yourself. Hoosier, how are you? Alright, looks like everyone wants to answer another question. So, here is, for a bunch more stickers, whose area was the first area I tried gifting at? Now, I'm not talking food. I'm talking trinkets. Whose area was the first area I tried gifting trinkets at? Colored rocks and stuff like that. Diana King, You're funny. Viper Getty. Fletch. Yep, she got it. Yep, Fletch's area. So, Viper, email me your address, and I'll send you out some stickers also. So, Viper Getty got it. So, there's Ken M, Hiker X, Diana King, and Viper Getty for today's stickers winners. So, alright, everybody. Awesome show tonight. Awesome show. We had some great finds yesterday. And I'm pretty sure I got all the winners correct this time. So I hope everybody is happy with those results. I was pretty bummed on myself when I screwed that other one up. So yeah. Diana King, Ken M, I think I still have your addresses. Hiker X and Viper Getty. Email me your contact info at SoCalForestNinjas@gmail.com, and I will get all those out to you as soon as possible. It's just a matter of writing a little note to you, signing it, folding it up, putting some stickers in, sealing the envelope, and dropping them off in the box. So, alright, everybody. Thank you all for coming, and stay tuned for Monday. We'll see what they did this week, or next week. This week, next week. You know what I mean. So, thank you all for coming. It's been absolutely fun, and I love doing this Forest Ninjas Jeopardy. And I didn't even use all my questions. That's cool. So, everyone, have a good night. Thank you for coming. It's always a pleasure doing this. I love doing this. It's fun. So, and I will see you all on Monday. And we'll see what they did with the joint. You know? We'll see if they closed Carta's box on him again. I hope not. I really hope that's not the case, because I don't want any of them to get in trouble with him, because he's a hard ass. He's a hard ass. So, alright, everybody. Good night, everyone. And remember, don't blame the Bigfoot.